Tayo daw ang late ngayon.
Hello guys, good morning. This is our second day in our tour. Now we are inside the bus, going somewhere, but I don't know where.
Good morning.
Basco? Sebasto.
Dito ka?
Usap ka na lang doon.
Sit down.
Marley, say good. This is the first one.
No, you can give it.
Marley, say good morning.
Hey, good morning.
They are complete. It's okay. Let's go. Hello. Tabi ko ang aking kinukaya na silin. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. So, dear friends, you good? Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, great. So, first of all, no.
January 7.
So, my name is Tanya.
Hello, Tanya.
Hi, everyone. And today I will show you Crimea, just part of Crimea. We'll drive to Sevastopol. In Russian, Sevastopol, in English, Sevastopol, which is the naval port. It's a military city. It's not part of Crimea, by the way. So in Crimea we have Crimea itself, and capital is Simferopol, where you landed yesterday, and Sevastopol, which always subordinated only to Moscow for the last 230 years. And Russian Navy was based there from the times of Catherine the Great. You understand, yes? So when in 2014 Crimea was brought back to Russia, it happened because of Sevastopol. But I will explain later why, okay? So we'll visit also Balaclava, which was another top secret naval base in Soviet days. Okay, back in 1950s, 60s, 70s, and we're very lucky because now we have real submarine which was brought there. So you will visit the museum, like for 1 hour you will walk in the tunnels.
Oh, nice.
The only thing is audio guides are in Russian, but I will explain ahead of time, so yeah, you'll have an idea. Well, and of course you will have the boat trip in the harbors. In order to understand what is Sevastopol, to see the harbors, there are more than 35 harbors. You'll just have this trip in the harbor. Some lunch, yeah, of course, lunch. Lunch is important. Well, and this is in a nutshell our program. By 7, approximately by 7, maybe 7:30, we'll be back to Yalta. After 5, it's still already dark, so we won't see much. Anyway, now we are still in Yalta, and Yalta is left behind. You can see that Yalta is in the mountains, yes, from 3 sides. Mountains are embracing Yalta. It's pretty rare to have snow, so we are lucky.
Lucky.
We're lucky. It's real winter. Hey, real winter. Well, and Yalos, Yalta, can be translated like shore. Shore. Right now we are above Livadia. Livadia. Have you heard this name? No.
Not yet.
Well, have you heard about Roosevelt, Churchill and Stalin meeting here in 1945? Here, it was right here in Levadia. A long time ago. Well, and have you heard of Nicholas II, the last Russian Tsar? Yeah? So that was his home in Levadia, his palace in Levadia. So Yalta is connected with imperial family, Russian Tsars, but also wineries. Do you like wine?
Yes.
Do you like champagne?
Yes.
Well, so today I'll show, well, first of all, we'll see vineyards from where this wine and champagne coming on our tables, yes? Because as we drive, you will see kilometers of vineyards. And when we are in Balaclava, you will see little factory where they produce wine and bubbly, champagne. If you wish, you can buy it there. It's like good prices. Huh? And very tasty, yeah. Muscat, white, red, any kind. And on the right and the left, have a look. These are typical woods above Yalta, pine woods, cypresses. You see, Yalta is very green. Plus, Yalta has good climate, air, very beneficial air. So many people for like 150 years came here to cure bronchitis, lung diseases. You see, doctors prescribed to come here. A lot of sanatoria were built here. So Yalta is #1 resort. If you ask what people are doing here, a lot of work in recreation area, hospitals, medical centers, well, and tourism as well.
So for a while, I'll just keep selling this here that antennas here.
Сейчас эту дырку проедем. Вечно.
Vlog. Welcome to my vlog. Kaway-kaway sa likod.
Well, so now guys, above the road, I know it's not easy for you to see, but above the road on the right, have a look at the mountain. It's covered by snow. It is called I Petri or Saint Peter Mountain. A bit more than 1,200 meters, 1 kilometer. This is the Paloma coral reef. So imagine that once upon a time, millions of years ago, Crimea was at the bottom of the ocean. Yes, it was at the bottom of the big ocean called Thetis. So time passed, Crimea came up to the bottom. So many of the mountains are limestone origin. And Petri is former coral reef. Many of us in summer like to come here by cable car. You know cable cars?
Yeah.
Magnificent. Now it's under reconstruction, but in summertime from spring you can go up. If you like adrenaline coming through your blood, you can walk across the bridge between two mountains. Just above the abyss here on a Petri. You can ride horses, come down to the caves. So, a lot of activities. And
Let's come back here.
yeah, you should come back here, of course. And if you like Tatar food, have you tried Crimea food?
I not yet.
Yes?
Oh, I heard.
No? Yes or no? Yes and no. Anyway, so on the top, it's a beautiful Crimean Tatar cuisine. You know, we have Crimean Tatars. You've heard of them probably. Yes, it's people from Mongolian origin. Golden Horde, Genghis Khan. So only 10%, not many, 10% of the population. Nomadic people once they were, but their cuisine is pretty nice. Well, and we are driving, you know, pretty nice road. It connects Yalta and Sevastopol. And once, 100 years ago, one man whose name was Darin Mikhailovsky, difficult Russian name, but he thought to make a railway road right here. So he thought of connecting by train Sebastopol, Yalta, and further the peninsula. But his dream never came true because, well, up above the road you can see a cableway road. Well, because earthquakes happened 100 years ago, so they decided not to build the road to Yalta, but it connected railway road Moscow, Sevastopol, so it goes through the continent. By train, it will take you like 24 hours to get to Moscow. Wow. Oh, yes, one day, one full day.
Yeah.
Well, by plane, 2.5 hours. By ship, if you go by ship to Turkey, like opposite, if you look straight, the Black Sea, and it comes to Turkey quickly, 5 hours only by ship. From to Sinopy, yes, it's northern part of Turkey, 5 hours by ship. And the Black Sea, today we will see it's not really black. It can be gray, it can be blue.
Why they call it black?
Yes, so the question is why? Why they called it the black?
Why?
The north had black color, the red had red
Ayan,
color.
yung
So
sinasabi
North
nilang
Sea,
Black Sea.
Black Sea, Southern Sea, Red Sea. Yes. First, second explanation. When the Greeks, you know, Greeks were the first who discovered our peninsula, Crimea. Today, when we go to Chersonesos, it's an ancient Greek colony, 5th century BC. So now it's 2nd century AD, yes, so 700 years ago, 7,000. And the Greeks called it not hospitable sea. The water was pretty dark, it was stormy, and they called it Pontos Oxenas, not hospitable sea. But when they already knew the area, they discovered the sea, they called it hospitable. You see? Black Sea, dark water, much darker than in the Mediterranean. And back in the 10th century, it was also called the Russian Sea. So different names, but below 200 meters in the Black Sea, there is no oxygen. So it means that 90% of the Black Sea has no oxygen. But you can find here dolphins. We have 3 kinds of dolphins, 100 varieties of fish. And navigation is pretty active here from April till October, November. Of course, not in winter. We're still in Yalta, actually Greater Yalta. We pass through little villages, settlements, like right now it is Alupka, A-L-U-P-K-A, Alupka, the place where Winston Churchill stayed during Yalta Conference in 1945, and where one palace is located. If you see this palace, you will think, oh, I'm in Britain, maybe Scotland, maybe Edinburgh. It's a copy of the Scottish castle built by Prince Vorontsov. So one day come back to Yalta, you can visit the park around this castle and the castle itself. And next will be another little village, Simeiz. Simeiz. If you look on your left windows, now you will see a cat mountain. Just a moment, a few seconds. A mountain which is resembling a cat. 1, 2, 3. Here is a cat sitting. Look, your ear, neck, and the back of the cat. Do you see it?
Where?
Yes?
Ah, yeah. Looks like a cat.
Можно медленнее, а не кошку. So we'll try медленнее едем, а не кошку фотографировать. So, the Cat Mountain.
Oh.
And I'll tell you one more secret. We'll see another mountain which is called Dragon. Dragon will go through Dragon's mouth. Because there is a tunnel coming through Dragon's Mountain of Sevastopol. Well, and yesterday, when you were driving from Simferopol, from the airport to Yalta, saw a Bear Mountain. Bear Mountain, it's Gurzuf. So we say that Yalta is guarded by bear and dragon with a cat in the middle. Well, and also now on the left you will see some farmers. I don't know whether the weather permitting, yeah, they're arriving, not yet, but on the way back we will see some farmers who bring here purple onions. Maybe you've heard of Yalta sweet onion? No? It's purple flat onion, pretty sweet. And it grows only in 2 villages. Right here on the above the road you can see the village. Maybe yes. We do jam from this onion jam, yes.
Onion jam, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's, you know, it smells with onion, but it goes well with liver. Yes, if you like liver, if you like foie gras or chicken, whatever, yeah, it goes very well. A lot of little villages had oyster farms here. In Soviet days it was out. And then in 2007, from Polynesia, they brought first oysters to the Black Sea, started cultivating them. So today we have like 7 farms on these shores. Tiny villages, sometimes 3,000, 4,000, totally 160,000, so 160,000 people. This is the Greater Yalta, all this area. Crimea itself is not big, 2 million people only. So if you take Moscow with, I don't know, 18 million, yes, Crimea is 2 million people. But 160 nationalities. It's very multinational, multi-ethnic. And 3 languages are official here, according to our constitution, which is Russian, Ukrainian, and Crimean Tatar. So 3 languages. Documents are all in 3 languages written. Now we are approaching a very fancy place, a very expensive place, and the biggest construction site in this area in the last 5 or 7 years. You know Sberbank for sure. Yes. This is the main Russian bank. So now you will see their project. It is called Mriya, or in translation from Ukrainian, a dream. This is 5-star resort with not just with hotel and medical center and Japanese garden, real Japanese garden created by Japanese architects, and the wine park, all the area on the left hand side. Now you will see this cranes all over the place because they extend the area. This is the underwater also adventure park. They brought planes and tanks and put them at the bottom of the Black Sea, so to make this like for divers extreme park. There is a very big park for children, and maybe you need 3 or 4 days just to explore this area only in Mriya. Mriya Hotel, Sberbank. And the building itself on the left is made like a lotus flower, the flower lotus. So all those who work for Sberbank and their relatives, they come here all year round. Further, we continue our trip, and we'll see now part of governmental territory, which is dacha, state dacha, gosdacha. Probably you know that in 1991, when the disappeared, yes, or was transferred, Mikhail Gorbachev, the last president of the USSR, had his dacha here. We'll see it. And our government, Russian government or Soviet government, always preferred to have dachas here in Yalta. Today there are 10 state dachas, and one of them we'll see shortly. Actually, we are on the borderline. This is the border of the Russian Federation. So like 20 or 30 kilometers further into the Black Sea, and it will be international waters. So very often you can find here like military ships guarding the area. By the way, is it hot? Shall we regulate the temperature?
No, it's okay.
Fine? Okay. They say that it's fine, so
Tumahimik sila sa likod. Gutom na naman siguro.
Astropolis. Now it's a Greek name for another settlement, and hundreds and thousands of holiday makers come here in summertime. So also you can ask me, what does the name Crimea means? What does it mean? Krim. Well, it's a Turkish name, and it came into use only 500 years ago, not a long time, in the 15th century. Turks called it Krim, which meant a ditch. Before, from Greek times, for more than 25 centuries, this peninsula was called Tavrida, or Tory land. And by the way, now, if you look on the left, you can see cameras. You see all over the place, cameras. So this is state or governmental dacha, which is located beneath. So throughout centuries, two names are being used. Krim or Crimea, Turkish name, and Tavrida, land of Tory, the name which was given to this land by Greeks. And by the way, you've heard of the investment in Crimea. One of the biggest investment was the bridge connecting Crimea and the mainland, the most expensive project. But the second one was the highway coming from the bridge throughout Crimea, and this highway is also called Tavrida, Trassa Tavrida, Highway Tavrida. We are approaching Faros, the end of Yalta, and many people heard of Faros something. Well, they've heard of Mikhail Gorbachev, the last president of the USSR, who had his dacha here. But also, a lot of people knew Faros for tiny church, which is located in the mountains, above the cliff, and shortly in 5 minutes we will see it. A long time ago, in 1880s, the Russian Emperor Alexander III was on his way from Yalta to St. Petersburg. He had fabulous holiday. He took a train in Sevastopol and was coming to the northern capital, while suddenly the train lost its route, derailed. There was a railway accident. But the Tsar was so big that he supported the roof of the carriage on his shoulders. So his family was safe, the Tsar was safe. And in order to remember this wonderful day when the life of the emperor was saved, a Russian merchant who was the tea magnate, he was the tea merchant, he possessed 30% of all tea production in the Russian Empire. He decided to build this tiny church in Faros in order to remember this saving of the Tsar. And later it became the symbol of Yalta and southern Crimea. So we'll see it shortly, and now have a look straight above the road. On your left, you can see the back of the dragon. You see the cliffs, which the dragon's back, dragon's mountain. So now we'll go through the tunnel. According to tradition, we clap the hands and make a wish. So 1, 2, 3. Make a wish. Don't forget to make the wish. Yes? So the dragon. Hi to dragon. Now you became Crimeans. This is Lord to Crimean Peninsula, and well, this is the end of Yalta.